Young and Restless early spoiler September 1st to 5th. Billy's risky new plot and Kyle's explosive outburst shake Genoa City. On Wednesday, August 27th, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, talks to her bestie Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, who is quite upset that Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, believed Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, over her. That could be because Audra was lying and Claire was telling the truth. Sally advises Audra to just come clean to Nate about her deal with Victor Newman, Eric Braden, but Audra insists that will only make things worse. Of course it would, because she was doing something terrible. Audra is still insisting to Sally that she never would have slept with Kyle and betrayed Nate like that. But what she did was bad enough. Audra is planning to give Nate some space to calm down, hoping he'll miss her. So, Audra and Sally then chat about the Abbott.com launch, which is going to be 50s themed. Audra hates to work at a company with Kyle's last name on it and worries he'll try to get her fired, but Sally isn't going to let that happen. Nate leans on family on Young and Restless. Nate is with Devin Hamilton, Brighton James, and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and tells them he and Audra split up. Of course, they're happy about it. Nate feels like there's a lot of bad stuff happening at once with Damian Keynes, Jermaine Rivers, Death and Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, being upset, worried it's going to affect her cancer battle. Now his relationship is over. Nate asks if Lily and Devin noticed anything between Kyle and Audra in France. They confirm they definitely noticed Audra was with Kyle all the time, trying to claim it was business. Nate tells Lily and Devin that Claire said Audra cut a sketchy deal with Victor. Nate says Audra insisted that Kyle was twisting things around and was the instigator. Devin thinks Nate should not let Audra off the hook, believing she did all this bad stuff. Nate concedes, saying Claire is way more credible. Nate also recalls that Audra was very insistent that he could not go to France with her. It seems like this is done and dusted. Kane's family struggles and Phyllis's desperation. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, calls Lily to ask if she watched the video he made for the kids, which he also sent to her. She tells Kane to just give the kids time. Later, Lily watches the video in the park and gets a tear in her eye. Is she going to start softening up on Kane? Maybe. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, also tries to call Kane, but he doesn't take her call. She leaves an upset voicemail, which Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, overhears and starts asking her about. Phyllis denies she was calling Kane. Nick asks if everything has blown up, if Phyllis's job is gone, and if Kane betrayed her. Nick's read is very accurate, but Phyllis, of course, denies it all. Nick asks her to let him help her, but she won't. Phyllis says Kane had a great plan, and Nick notices she's speaking in the past tense. He presses Phyllis, who says Kane is just upset about his kids. She blames Newman Media's hit piece on Duma for that. Nick thinks Phyllis is out there burning bridges with friends and family for this other guy. Kane's retreat and Billy's suspicion. The Chancellor takeover. Kane meets Billy at his place, compliments the decor, and credits Sally. So Kane says that Phyllis was lying about him trying to cut Billy out of the plan, but now there is no plan. Kane states he's not going after all the big companies in Genoa City anymore. He tells Billy he doesn't want this big fight. Kane is tired, and Billy asks why and what's changed. Kane says he has to focus on his kids and fixing things with them. Billy says he still wants Chancellor, and Kane tells him to go for it. Billy wants to know Kane's plan to get Chancellor, but Kane won't share or help him out, saying Billy will be proud if he does it on his own. So Billy warns Kane that Phyllis is not going to take it lying down, especially with Kane walking away from a battle she was so keyed up to participate in. Phyllis out of a job on Young and the Restless. But Kane isn't worried, saying Phyllis can find her own way. So, her job is obviously gone. Billy wonders if Kane is lying to him, but Kane just says good luck. So, Sally shows up, Kane compliments her decorating taste, and then he leaves. Sally suggests that if she and Billy can figure out Kane's real game plan. Sally also thinks he's fibbing about being out of it. It would be a great launch story for Abbott.com. Billy is definitely unsure about Kane and whether he'll really stop going after all these companies, feeling like Kane might just be trying to throw him off the scent. Genoa City drama. Victor vs. Jack, Harrison's return, and Kyle's risky confession. On Thursday, August 28th, Victor and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, are clashing over family. It's unclear if Victor is crashing the Abbott.com party or if they just run into each other at Society. Little Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell, is also back this week. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, and Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, talked to Claire about the Kyle situation. And Claire got what she wanted. Audra has been dumped. It's expected that Audra might try to sabotage Claire further and still get her to dump Kyle out of pure vengeance, even though Audra engineered this mess. If Claire asks, Nikki might share that she saw Kyle and Audra flirting in France. And this could be why Claire is ready to confront Kyle by the end of the week. She wants to know if there's anything he hasn't told her about the Audra situation in France. Another spoiler indicates that Kyle takes a risk. Is his risk telling the truth or perpetuating a lie? Victoria is quite concerned about Claire's future. Friday's fallout, Nikki's power move, Amanda's return, and Kane's secret agenda. On Friday, August 29th, Nikki makes a big change at Chancellor. It's wondered if Claire is going to get a promotion. Amanda Sinclair, Miss Hale Morgan, is back and gets a new assignment, perhaps to help Kane reconcile with his family. Or maybe Kane is just lying low, getting rid of extraneous people. And he and Amanda will focus on his new goals once people's guards are down. Billy updates Jack with the latest Kane information. It's wondered if Billy tells Jack he doubts Kane is really scrapping the whole plan. Billy will obviously tell Jack everything, but whether they believe Kane or not remains to be seen. September 1st to 5th. Blackmail, betrayal, and new beginnings in Genoa City. For the week of September 1st through the 5th, Kane is trying to slither out from under Victor's blackmail. It's believed Kane won't just accept defeat. He'll lie low and then strike harder. Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, doubts Nick's blind loyalty to Victor's plan, and it remains to be seen if Victor tells them about the blackmail he engaged in. Billy and Jack may be getting played by Kane. Meanwhile, Phyllis is going to pressure Kane to keep fighting the war. Phyllis has been counting on this job, got her hopes up, and bragged to everybody. She's going to be really embarrassed if she can't get Kane to do what she wants. Also, Amanda is going to be baffled by Kane's latest maneuver. Sally is ready to take on Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, and Adam professionally now that she's running Abbotcom and they are running Newman Media. She's likely looking for a little payback on Adam and Chelsea for trashing Billy. Claire makes a big life choice. Has never been short on drama, but this week the chaos feels like it's reaching a fever pitch. Between Billy Abbott playing with fire yet again and Kyle Abbott reaching his breaking point, the ripple effects threaten to tear through every corner of the city. Billy Abbott's risky new plot. Billy Abbott has always been one to dance along the edge of disaster, and lately, he's been indulging his worst instincts again. While on the surface, he's been playing the role of dutiful co-CEO and trying to keep peace with Jill and Lily, there's something simmering beneath the surface. A plan that could either elevate him to the top of the business world or blow up his life once more. It starts with a whisper. Billy overhears chatter about Victor Newman making a quiet move to secure influence in Chancellor Winters. Instead of alerting Lily or Devon, Billy decides to take matters into his own hands. His reasoning? If he can outmaneuver Victor, he'll not only secure his position at Chancellor Winters but also prove once and for all that he's not the screw-up Abbott everyone accuses him of being. But in true Billy fashion, his plan isn't exactly airtight. He begins secretly contacting an old ally with insider knowledge, hoping to outbid Victor for a stake in a hot new tech company. The problem? His partner in this scheme has a reputation nearly as tarnished as Billy's own. Phyllis Summers. Phyllis, always eager to stick it to Victor and Diane, sees opportunity in Billy's gamble. She agrees to help him orchestrate the buy-in, warning him that secrecy is paramount. If Lily, Devon, or Jill catch wind of his side plot, he could lose everything, including the last shreds of trust his family has in him. Yet Billy's eyes light up with the thrill of the risk. He's convinced this gamble is his redemption arc. The question is, redemption or ruin? Kyle Abbott's explosive outburst. Meanwhile, across town, Kyle Abbott is reaching the end of his rope. The cracks in his life have been widening for weeks. His rocky relationship with Audra, the strain with Summer, and his growing suspicion that his father Jack is letting Diane pull all the strings at Jabot. Jack has been urging Kyle to keep a cool head, but Kyle's patience is running thin. When he learns that Billy has been scheming behind the scenes instead of focusing on his co-CEO role, Kyle erupts. In his mind, Billy is once again living up to his reputation for reckless moves, and Kyle isn't about to let his uncle drag the Abbott name through more scandal. The final straw comes when Kyle walks in on a heated exchange between Billy and Phyllis. He catches just enough of their conversation to know Billy's hiding something big. Confrontation is inevitable. In the middle of the Abbott living room, Kyle explodes. "You never change, do you, Billy?" Kyle shouts, his voice cracking with fury. "You always claim you're doing this for the family, for the company, but it's always about you. You gamble with Jabot, you gamble with Chancellor Winters, and you gamble with our trust. And we're the ones left to clean up your mess." Billy tries to calm him down, insisting that Kyle doesn't understand the full picture. But Kyle's done listening. His frustration at Billy boils over into years of pent-up resentment toward Jack and Diane as well. "You're all the same," Kyle rages. "Dad defends Diane no matter how much damage she causes, and you think you're some kind of corporate hero when really, you're just one bad bet away from losing it all. Well, I won't be dragged down with you anymore." The room shakes with the weight of his words. For the first time, Billy seems rattled, his confidence slipping as Kyle storms out, leaving Jack to pick up the pieces. The fallout. Billy's risky plot and Kyle's explosion don't exist in a vacuum. They send shockwaves through Genoa City. At Chancellor Winters, Lily catches wind of Billy's late-night meetings with Phyllis. Her trust in him has been fragile as it is, and this revelation could be the breaking point. Devon, already skeptical of Billy, warns Lily that allowing him to stay in a position of power could spell disaster. At Jabot, Kyle's anger leaves Jack shaken. Diane rushes to smooth things over, but her words only pour gasoline on the fire. Kyle, furious that Diane is once again at the center of family conflict, begins to consider drastic moves. Could he align himself with Audra in a takeover play? Could Kyle truly turn against his father to prove he can run Jabot without interference? Meanwhile, Victor Newman sits back, amused. Watching the Abbotts implode has always been a pastime for him, but now he sees opportunity. Billy's desperation and Kyle's volatility make them easy pawns. Victor begins plotting how he might twist the chaos to his advantage, whether through Chancellor Winters or by dangling offers in front of Kyle. And then there's Phyllis, who finds herself enjoying the drama more than she should. She claims she's only helping Billy for business reasons, but her smirk says otherwise. Stirring the pot is second nature to her, and she knows that whatever happens, someone's going to get burned. A brewing war. The stakes are clear. Billy is on the verge of making a move that could either elevate or destroy him, while Kyle is ready to tear down anyone who stands in his way, including family. The whispers in Genoa City grow louder. Will Jack be forced to choose between his son and his brother? Will Lily finally walk away from Billy's chaos? And will Kyle's anger push him into Victor's waiting arms, setting the stage for another Abbott-Newman war? Closing thoughts. The beauty and danger of Genoa City lies in how quickly everything can spiral out of control. Billy's thrill for risk has ignited yet another fuse, and Kyle's explosive outburst may be the spark that sets the entire Abbott family ablaze. For now, all eyes are on the Abbotts. And as Victor Newman surely knows, when the Abbotts fight amongst themselves, the Newmans always win.